Hi, welcome to my mini-series, Down the Rabbit Hole, where I'll be talking about true crime mixed with paranormal. Will you join me? Oh, I'm back here again. Right, welcome to AJ Glam. Today, this is my little mini-series, Down the Rabbit Hole. We'll be talking about Chris Watts' case. Did he act alone? Were there people involved? We'll see. And there's a bit of a mystery about the house as well. Okay, let's go back to the beginning, how they met. I have notes here, so if I'm not looking at you, I'm reading some things. Right. Shanann and Christopher met in 2010 through mutual friends in one of their small towns before they moved to Colorado. They got married in 2012. They met through Facebook, through mutual friends. When they got married, before they moved to Colorado, they had Cece and Bella. When they moved to Colorado, sorry for that, Colorado, after a few years, Shanann thought the marriage was happy as usual. She loved her husband. She adored him. She thanked him. She thanked him for him looking after her. But then she started a home business, let's say. Let's say if you come from England, it's like Avon. Anyway, through that, she started to, she said her business was successful. So we'll go through a few years now. Those few years, she went to see her mum and dad. Christopher was meant to come with her, but he decided not to because he had work to do. So he said to her, I'll follow you after a few weeks. Within those few weeks, he was having an affair. And the affair was Nicole Kessinger. Nicole Kessinger thought and claimed that he was going to have a divorce. Right. A few weeks passed. He went to see Shanann and his in-laws. When he was there, he was acting different with Shanann. She was not right. He was not right. He didn't act like he used to. Shanann was not well. Shanann had problems, constipation problems, but it acted like he didn't have a care in the world. He was just on his mobile phone. To whom? We know. Okay, couple of weeks back, they came back home. The mum didn't want Shanann to go back home, but Shanann said, no mum, I need to go back. So Shanann went back with her kids. After she went back with her kids, she had to fly again for her business. And once that business came, Chris was in charge for the kids. So when Shanann was abroad on business, she was thinking there was something up with Chris, and she was talking with her friends about it. And what became of that meeting, we do not know until today. Will we ever know? We don't know. Anyways, while Chris was home, he was going to a Lakers game. His boss gave him some tickets to go to a Lakers game, but he couldn't make it. He said he couldn't make it, so he gave it, what I think happened, gave it to his friends, and he told one of his neighbors' friends to look after Bella and Cece, while he went to dinner to the Lazy Dog with Nicole Kessinger. Few hours, he went back home. Few days, a night later, Shanann came back. Before she came back, she was on the plane texting Chris, "The plane will be late. I'm sorry. What would you like for dinner when I come back?" He replied, "Anything." She said, "Would you like vegetables?" He replied, "Yes, babe, anything." So she said, "Okay, we'll grab some when I go to Costco." She came back home. Nicole Atkinson dropped her. That was the last night they saw of Shanann Watts. The day after, Shanann was meant to go to a doctor's appointment. After that doctor's appointment, she meant to meet up with her friend. Nicole Atkinson called her. No reply. Messaged her. No reply back. And that was very rare because Shanann was always on her phone posting and writing back. So she found that a bit weird. She went back to her house, went back to Shanann's place, knocked on the door, no reply, didn't hear anything. After a little while, she called the police. Police came, and then Nicole said, "My friend suffers from diabetes, and I'm afraid for her, and she's pregnant." So the police knocked, said it was the police, no answer. They called Chris Watts. After a little while, Chris Watts came back. The police searched their place. No Shanann. But Chris claimed he found Shanann's ring by the bedside. After that, they found Shanann's phone in the couch, and he said he did not even know it was there. Little while after, the police left and said, "If she comes back, please let us know." He said he will. Third day came. Chris was questioned. When Chris was questioned, they gave him a polygraph. After a polygraph, one of the detectives came back and said, "You did not pass. Tell us the truth."
Well, you stayed. You wanted to talk. You knew it was going to be hard, and you still stayed. That's what a good man does.
Stayed there for 6 hours and 11 minutes before.
After staring you in the face.
We're glad you did.
I can see when that rage would come out and say, "Look, the kid's dead."
You don't know. You don't know when you look at you come out and see it move.
I told you your dad still loves you, no matter what.
How could you let someone kill somebody?
Hey, Chris.
Nothing will ever be the same again.
When you came in, was your wife on top of her right when you came in? So you saw it in person?
Because I saw the monitor, that's why I rushed in. Someone is there to talk to her again.
And when you came in, she was right there on top
She
of
was
you?
right there.
Okay.
Her hands on her throat.
She didn't know what to do.
Were you trying to save Cece?
Already blew in the face. She wasn't moving. Her head just hanging over my lip like that.
So where did you put them out there? Chris, that's really important. Down in something, or they under something, in something?
I didn't know what else to do.
I know, so tell me what you did. I know,
I didn't know what else to do. I was so scared.
I know.
It's like, my wife just did this, and I just did that. What do I do?
Right.
Anything that I would do from there was just going to be just insensitive and just a horrible thing.
You were in a tough spot. I mean, what can you do, right?
Sometimes your body just kind of takes over and... I'm looking at your dad here. Are you sure?
What's going to happen?
We're going to help him get out of there. Do you
Like,
prefer, would you prefer that when you're one of your coworkers?
oh my God, no.
Okay.
I cannot have that.
We're afraid of
You said that you're about to become a good man. They're going to see this. You're like, what the fuck did you do, Chris? Like, what? Like, why didn't you just call the cops to begin with?
Well, they weren't in your shoes, they don't know.
I don't.
They weren't living your life.
I know, but still, it's like,
People are
I
gonna
can
judge
never,
you
like,
online.
We'll just go little steps at a time. How about that?
I can't have anybody show you out there, anybody, no coworkers, please.
Okay.
I mean, they're just going to form their own opinions anyways once they figure everything out anyway.
We'll find it anyway.
We'll just take little steps tonight then. How about that?
Long story short, he told the truth. Told his father that Shanann strangled the kids, so that's why he killed Shanann. After another interview, when he was in jail,
There was already something in my mind that was implanted that I was going to do it, and I woke up that morning and it was going to happen, and I had no control of it.
You never thought about it before?
It was just like, I don't want, like when, like you said, like in the sentencing hearing, that prosecutor said it takes 2 to 4 minutes for something like that to happen. Like, why couldn't I just let go? didn't.
Oh, that's interesting.
I kind of just let
Was
go.
it feeling like it was in motion and you just couldn't stop it?
Yeah, it was just like, I don't even want to know what she saw when she looked back at me, honestly.
Did you look at her? What was she doing?
She wasn't fighting.
Why do you think she wasn't fighting?
I don't know, maybe she was praying, maybe she was just... Now I read the Bible, it said, where the scripture says, don't forgive these people for they do not know what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she was saying that. I don't know what she was saying in her head, but she, like when you guys told me, like, take off your shirt and check for defensive wounds, and there wasn't going to be any. She didn't fight. I don't know why.
Like she didn't grab, could she grab your arms or were her arms pinned down or?
Not that I remember. I don't think so. I mean, I don't think like I moved to where my knees were around her arms or anything, but it was just kind of like when I got on top of her and we started talking, that was it. It's kind of like in my head, or like in the back of my head, that was going to happen, and just like at the end of the conversation, it was just like, that's what happened. I just wish I could have let go.
Did it seem like it was that long, 2 to 4 minutes? How long did it seem for you?
Almost kind of felt like it was longer almost, because it felt like time was standing still. It's kind of like I just saw my life just disappearing before my eyes, but I just like I couldn't let go. It was like somebody else, like if you picture somebody else around you, holding your hands, holding you, keep you from not letting go.
At some point there was a statement about rage. Do you feel like you were in a rage at that point?
That's the only way I can describe it, honestly. Like a snap, or something. I mean, I know. I guess my attorney had said like some, strangulation is more of like a, I don't know, passionate type thing. I'm just like, I don't know how that can be passionate.
It's just intimate because you're right in there,
Yeah.
using your own hands. It's a lot different than someone standing across the room and you shooting them or something like that. So
I just felt like somebody was like behind me, and just like, I just couldn't let go.
It's interesting to me because there was a lot of things in your life that were like that, right? Where you're just like, maybe felt out of control, or maybe felt like, I don't know why I couldn't take a step back, or, like even when you said, when your buddy was like, let's go to the football game, you wanted to say yes, you just couldn't.
Yeah, I wanted to. Like, I haven't been to a football game since North Carolina, so I was just like, yeah, sure. Like, I wanted to say that.
Yeah.
I wanted to just text him, hey, it fell through, can't go.
So, then what?
Just, after shenanigans, I guess when she was gone, it was just like I didn't know what was going on. It's like there was like a traumatic, I don't know what you call it, traumatic event type, and everything, and like I was shaking. I didn't know what had happened. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I had done. I still wasn't in that right state of mind. I don't think like I was in control of what I could think or what I could do at that point in time. Like most people say, like, why don't you just call 911? Why I'm just like, unless you're in that situation, you don't know. You don't know what you would have done. Mm-hmm. It's easy to play Monday morning quarterback.
mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
Like you said, if somebody shoots somebody, you don't know what they was going through their mind at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what you'd have done.
So what happened next?
Bella came in.
Is that what happened? Bella came in. What she said?
What's wrong? Wrong.
Did she hear something? Is that what she came?
Obviously, I think.
Okay. What'd you tell me?
Mommy, I don't feel good.
And then, did that happen with Bella right in that room?
Not in front of her.
What happened?
She walked in as, she's docking up. She was sleeping.
Did you take her back to her room?
Put Shannon in that sheet that you found at the site.
Okay. And what?
Carried her downstairs and backed my truck up.
At that point, were the girls still there? Okay. So then Shanann's in the truck. Then you went back to the house.
Got everybody back in the truck.
Was Bella first or was Cece first?
In the truck?
Yeah, I'm sorry. So Shanann was first, and then Bella was next. Was Bella alive when you guys got in the truck? Oh, okay. What happened?
I rolled back up.
Okay.
I don't really want to talk about this part, honestly.
Okay.
Those are my kids. It's my baby. I just talk to them every night. Help me sleep.
Okay.
Every time I see pictures of them, I don't know how this could have happened. Being a dad was the best part of my life. I took it all away.
I think that's the hardest part for us, Chris, is we see those videos, we see that love that you had for your girls. Like, it's obvious to us, and even to us, it's hard for us to understand how a dad who's given piggyback rides and, making snacks and watching princess movies and those kinds of things, how you get to that point,
I don't know. Like I said, it was just like something else was controlling me that day. I had no control over what I was like to fight back.
Yeah.
Like when that prosecutor said that Bella bit her tongue, like repeatedly, I just wanted to just bang my head up against the wall.
He said he killed the kids and Shanann. Mind, the beginning of the interview, before he went to jail, he said he strangled Shanann because Shanann strangled the kids. While he was in jail, they interviewed him again because they found out that what he said was not true. And I will tell you that later. He said now he claimed that he killed Shanann and he killed the kids, and he went into more details. Bella was only 4, Cece was 3. They were beautiful little girls. They did not deserve what happened to them. As a mother, sometimes it brings me to tears until this day. Anyway, he said he killed Shanann, dragged her down the stairs, put her in the back of the car, his pickup, took the kids, put them in the back of the pickup. Bella and Cece asked, "What's wrong with Mummy?" Chris replied, "She's not well." He drove where he worked, the oil rig where he worked, all that way, an hour and something. He said he could stop what he was going to do to the kids, but something didn't let him. Anyway, all that drive through, Bella and Cece were holding hands, he claimed. Once they arrived to the oil rig, he dug up a shallow grave and threw in Shanann like she was dirt. She was 5 months pregnant with his child. 5 months. And he threw her like rubbish. Buried her, went to Cece, smothered her. Once she passed away, he threw her into the oil tank, let alone its crude oil. Went back down. Bella said, "Daddy, you're not going to do what you done to Cece." And he smothered her as well. According to autopsy report, Bella fought for her life, but also he threw her in a tank. 1 tank for Bella, 1 tank for Cece, and he drove off. Now, the ex-girlfriend. There's a video. I think it was her. It was not Chris. There was Chris and her and somebody else. I think my thoughts, my theory, my whatever, I think he killed Shanann and either her or someone else killed the kids. I don't know why, but I don't think he killed the kids. And there must be some truth to what he said. Because if you hear in one of the interviews, he said, "She hit my kids." Now, was that Shanann or was that Nicole Kessinger? We don't know. Now, the weird thing about the house. When the police arrived to the house, when Chris let them in, there's strange EVPs that you can hear, which will attach to this video. And there was one night that the garage lights switched on. Nobody was in the house. The police came because the light switched on and the alarm came. As soon as they went in, I think they thought they saw nothing, but they did. Right, that's my conclusion to this. And I would like to say thank you to Armchair Detective for showing that video for the shadows being under the car. Without him, I think we wouldn't have known that the kids were still alive. And I believe that I think this case should be opened. It is very tragic what happened to those kids. They deserve, because they can't say anything. They do deserve justice. They were angels in the end of the day. They did not deserve to die. Anyway, please, I hope you liked this story. Well, it's not a true story, it's a true story. And as I said, that house, it was, built over an Indian burial ground. Is that why there are bad things in that house? Is that why that's happened? Chris Watts turned evil? And Nicole Kessinger, she was into some things. We don't know. Anyway, please subscribe to my channel. Tickle that bell. Kiss that button. And yeah, thank you.